misty taste of moonshine, teardrops in my eye. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country roads. I hear a voice in the morning now, she calls me. The radio reminds me of my home far away. And driving down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country roads, take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home.
Hey guys, Jules here, and welcome to Revamp Review, Episode 5, Fallout 76. So if I sound different, it's because I'm sick and I have a cold, so I hope it doesn't bother you. But I still wanted to do this review for a few reasons. Number one, a lot of people were giving this game a lot of bad reviews, and I feel like I better do that, get on the big bandwagon of reviewing Fallout 76. So without further ado, here is Revamp Review Episode 5, Fallout 76. Now, the day they announced Fallout 76, I was so excited. I just couldn't wait to play this game. Because I love Fallout. I love the Fallout games. So I was excited to get a online, Fallout. And I heard that the Elder Scrolls Oblivion, not Oblivion, Elder Scrolls Online Tamriel Unlimited was a pretty decent game. So I figured, I kind of trusted them with it. It's hard to mess up Fallout, So, and I trusted them. And we got it a few weeks, I would say a week ago. I can't remember, I'm too old. And then a lot of people didn't like it. It has a 55, it's got a score that's bad. That is not a good score to have. 2.8 in, user reviews. It's bad. A lot of people are saying it's bad, but to be honest, I actually enjoyed the game, and I'm still playing it. And when I'm done with this review, I'll probably hop back on. I've only had it for 2 days. I got on Black Friday, so, maybe that's why I'm so happy about it. I only had to pay $40, but then again, they reduced the price of the game to normally $40, so I guess in a way I paid the normal price. Anyways, so let's just touch on a few little things. So first I want to talk about, the entire story, or really the lack thereof. A lot of people didn't like this. One big problem they had with the game was that they had no story, or the story that you can call it a story, finding the Overseer. I think that's what you do. I don't know. I've only done a little bit of that. But I don't know what people really were expecting. Maybe it's because I play Sea of Thieves, and, I'm used to, an online game with no story. But then again, Fallout always had a story, and that was one of the things that made it Fallout. But I wasn't really expecting anything too much. I wasn't expecting a grand story. I wasn't, I was expecting some things which they didn't have, but a good story on an online game wasn't one of them. And another big problem with the game, this is something I share, something I do not like, is there are no human NPCs. Kind of the one things they wanted this game to be was all the humans in this game are real people, they're other players, which can be nice, but then there are way too many robots in this game. You have Protectrons, those are kind of, you have Mr. Handy's everywhere. I feel like there's too many of them, One great thing about, the older Fallout games, when you found one of those things, it was good. There was a good amount of them, not an overabundance of them. And the vendors there are literally just vending machines, pretty much. It's just a machine that gives you, buy and sell and whatnot. And it's pretty light. I wish they kind of added in at least one human NPC. That'd be pretty nice. But I don't know if they'll ever do that. And that's something that I hope they change, but I don't know. And if we, kind of on the topic of human NPCs, the player interactions, because that's what it's all about in this game. You can trade with other players, which I see that as, pretty nice, but the really only thing I swear, this two people two different cases where this guy came up to me, he wanted to trade, he messaged me on the Xbox, like, hey, do you have a power armor, thing? I'm like, chassis, I'm like, no. No, I had two of them, but I wasn't going to give him a power armor chassis, it's literally all people want now. And but I mean, it's good. So that's kind of your vendors as other players, but I would not want to rely on that because that's just bad system, in my opinion. Like, if you want to, in a Fallout game, you get to interact with the wasteland. You had settlements of NPCs. It's fine that not all the humans in this game are real people. Sea of Thieves, like I said, the real people are pirates. You have the normal NPCs, like the NPCs and traders at the islands. That's how you do an online game with human NPCs. They did that with Elder Scrolls Online, so I don't know why they did the Fallout 76. And so yeah, that's kind of what's kind of going on with that. So I will. Next topic I want to touch upon is the PvE, since obviously the PvP isn't really that well. So we'll talk about that. So if you haven't noticed, I said PvE, not PvP, because there pretty much is barely any PvP in Fallout 76. You can do PvP, but you have to kind of agree, like, you have to... It's, say, if you've ever played GTA Online. So if somebody kills you, you have to go into deathmatch mode. So imagine that, but that's the only type of PvP you can do in Fallout 76. Like, maybe some events, but yeah, and... That's one thing about good online games, that you could snipe a guy from the other side of the map and then kill him, and then boom, that's it. It adds in an extra layer of danger. If you're gonna have no human NPCs, then at least let us kill everyone, kill each other. I mean, that's one thing. Which, it's one of those things where I see this a lot in online games, or mainly just Sea of Thieves. Well, that's the only one I ever usually play. Is that sometimes the creators will want you to kind of, collaborate with other pirates or not pirates, being very specific, with other players and, kind of just, get along. But in Fallout 76, it's forced, which I don't mind. Everybody's, nice to each other for once in an online game. But, I mean, unless the other person's okay with you trying to kill them, and then you guys, fight it out, it's useless with that. And so what's left is PvE. Now, it's a Fallout game. The enemies make up a big, chunk of how good the game is. And they bring back a lot of the old ones. Or actually a few of the old ones. And they have a whole bunch of new West Virginia, Appalachian mutants. So we have a whole bunch of that. And I won't get into the detail. So many of them. So, I won't do that. But I will talk about how buggy they are. A problem I face, and a lot of people faced... When you play this game, the game in general can be pretty buggy, but the enemies are the worst. As you saw in the beginning of the clip, I killed that Scorched, and he got, I don't know what happened, stuck in the wall and then just flipped the frick out, and I couldn't loot him. And, that's just a little bit. That's scratching the surface of a large problem. Several times I found... enemies that are frozen and don't do anything. They're not, moving, but just not, noticing me. They're frozen, in the position they were. So I could just shoot them, and they die, And that happens a lot. It's not just some type of, condensed, one guy does that, and, after... It's everyone, almost. No, well, I'm being a little, it's exaggerated. It's every so often that'll happen. But that's still a problem, and that's just a little bit of the bugs. Quest bugs. I've found so many of them. What I just got done doing was I had to go to the post office, and because I was doing one of the cold cases, it was one of the quests called cold cases, and I had to go to the post office. So the quest marker was going under the ground, and I was in it. Didn't say I was in the post office, even though I was. So I had to quit that game. and then come back, go to the post office again, and then the little blip was over the terminal that I checked already. And that sucks. Now, of course, I will say it's not, you just quit and then come back and then it usually fixes itself. And the same thing happened with the Overseer quest with it was to get the 6th log, I think, or I don't know. Spoiler warning, so if you don't want to hear what happens when you try to get the 6th log in Fallout 76, then I guess don't watch this. But yeah, you have to kill one of her lovers, well, like somebody she had a crush on. He's now scorched. Kind of like a boss, I guess you can say, kind of like Swan, but his name isn't even Evan. It's literally just Scorched Wanderer. So I mean but when I first went in there, his body was like on the ground, like dead. Like it said he was dead, and I could loot him, but there was nothing to loot off of him. And he wasn't even in the right place. He's supposed to be behind a locked door that's inaccessible. And then he's like in there. You gotta shoot him through a window, which he doesn't really do anything. And you gotta holotape. And I thought it's kind of funny. I thought you had to like kill him, like even though he's already dead. Like put him out. I don't know. Just shoot him. So I started shooting him a whole bunch, and then I'm like 5 minutes later. I'm like, I don't think it's supposed to work. So I quit. Come back. He's alive. And that's just a little bit. That's just a little bit of just a few bugs they have in the game. But yeah, so that's enough talking about the bugs and the PvE. So let's get on to talking about the camp system. Now, the camp system in Fallout 76 is kind of a smaller packaged version of the settlement building in Fallout 4. Now, I love building settlements in Fallout 4. I was probably the few that actually enjoyed it. The really only problem I saw with that was that settlers would get in your power armor and sometimes would just not want to get out. And then I had a mod that, I couldn't command the NPCs, and that was the end of the XO1 power armor I had. Anyways, that's off topic. So let's talk about the camp system. I wasn't bothered to look up what CAMP stands for, but it's camp. So you just do settlement buildings. You can move it around and whatnot, and I do enjoy this. Now, something I didn't talk about earlier is that Fallout 76 is pretty much playing Fallout 4 on survival mode that's a little bit tweaked in a modded map of West Virginia. That's pretty much what that is. Because it uses the same engine, I believe, just a little bit different. But yeah, you have to eat food and drink water. I like this, but there's a problem with that. You see, your camp, overall, like not just the little system that you used to build with everything, your crates can only hold 400, which doesn't sound bad. But that crate is connected to literally the entire camp. So your camp can only hold 400, and you can only hold probably the same. I'm pretty sure it can hold 400 as well. So that's not a lot of storage. I play Fallout 4. If you were to, I'm going to compare this to Fallout 4 a lot. My settlement, I dedicated an entire old house to it, is filled with crates, because it's filled with a whole bunch of stuff, loot in the game. And it's so hard for me, because, like I said, survival aspect, so you gotta repair your guns, which I'll get into that in a second. So I collect a whole bunch of junk, so I can use it to repair everything. Problem is, when I store it in the camp, it counts as, obviously, weight. So when I do that, it builds up over time, so it's, annoying. And then I get over-encumbered a lot, because I'm carrying a whole bunch of stuff, because I have no room to store it. Oh, voice crack there, jeez. But, yeah, that was something I like. Something I didn't like. Now, like I said, when I was talking about using junk to repair weapons. So armor and weapons can be damaged and will break over time. Excuse me. And that is kind of just like Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. Now, that could be a good thing. One problem. Unlike those games where you just use the same armor, like say if you had a hunting rifle and you found another hunting rifle, you would just repair the one you had with the one you just got, and depending on your repair skill, how much it will actually fix it. Fallout 76, you use a weapons workbench and an armor workbench, depending on what one you do, to repair it. Now, sometimes some weapons use, different components than others, so I'm finding that it's really annoying because my hunting rifle that I use, my True Marksman's hunting rifle, breaks a lot because I use it all the time. I have so much ammo with it. So I have to get all this stuff, and I'm using so much aluminum I can't find enough. So I'm like going back and forth. I'm just going on looting, raids, just going throughout every little like old town, like getting loot, and that's annoying. Like why? It blows my mind. When I first got the game, I had a pipe pistol. So I killed a few scorched, and they had pipe pistol. So I just stored like two other ones because I figured, oh well, it'll break and I'll just have to repair it. And I'm like, well, how do you repair the guns? And I realized you need a weapons workbench, which is I don't know why they needed that. I mean, maybe to be realistic, I guess, but nothing. I don't know. And same with the settlement building in Fallout 4, and not just settlements, just everything in general. Screws and adhesive are extremely important. I cannot stress that enough. Screws and adhesive are extremely important. If you do not have screws, it's gonna suck for you. You cannot. Every crafting, like bench and everything, requires screws to make. And screws, even like they're rare, commodities, even in Fallout 4. So, you will take those toy trucks and cars. You will take that globe or desk thing and pocket watch because it has a freaking screw in it. But yeah, that's kind of just one little. That's more of just a survivor problem. Not finding enough screws. And in a new addition to the crafting, if you're going to make food, since in water, you have boiled water now. You use wood to cook it, which makes sense. You're using fire, so you use wood. I enjoy that a lot, and I know I've been saying a whole bunch of bad problems with the game, but I love this game. I know that's probably most people will disagree with it. Me, I am just putting in several hours in this game. I love it. It's so fun. Maybe it's because I didn't expect a lot out of it, and really didn't get too much out of it. I mean, I still enjoy it. I think it's packed with fun, and I don't mind. The quests are mainly all the same, like kind of investigate that, do that. But I don't really mind too much. And really, another problem I only have with it is like it's kind of the last one. Bottle caps. So when you complete a quest in the game, once you complete it, you don't have to like report back. It literally just gives you like a whole bunch of stuff. As if it was a mobile game, like if you like one of those daily challenges, and caps are given from to you by the quest and whatnot and the event challenges. Now, that's usually how you get. You can still find them, on the wasteland, but they're extremely rare. Now, the other thing is the caps that what you use to buy with it. Vendors, I don't find that often. It's like I would say maybe estimate 8 out in the world. I really only don't find too many. But yeah, and that's a little poopy. They have the Atomic Shop. They have events and stuff. I'm already running this video pretty long, so I won't go too depth in the events. But they have events now. So the Mothman, the Grafted Monster. You got some events like that. You got Battle Bots. That was a good event. It mainly just takes forever to finish it. But yeah. So to give this game a final rating, I will give it a 8 out of 10. Now, the reason why is because I would give it, a 9 out of 10. Now, I know it sounds crazy. If it had mainly bug fixes and human NPCs, but no, that's not going to cut it. But I do enjoy this game. Now, I'm kind of in between the fanboy that's obsessing in the game and hate when people talk bad to it, but I realize if you don't critique a game, then the developers won't realize that it's bad, and they'll just make another one, and they'll ruin the Fallout franchise. And I want this franchise to go on for a long time. I'm a dedicated fan, and I enjoy their games, so I want them to make sure they improve on their craft, and I'll be reviewing their games when they finish them. So thank you guys for watching episode 5 of Revamp Reviews. I also got a new mic. I got it on Black Friday as well. So if it's sounding a little bit weird, just tell me guys in the comments. So I won't use it anymore. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.